Hey Hotshots, Jess with Emotional Fire Academy here today with Casual Tuesday. We're going to kind of talk about being brave, creating the life you want, and what that actually means, what it looks like. Welcome to Emotional Fire Academy. This is where we train our hero consciousness so we can make suffering optional and do epic shit with our lives, do incredible things, be amazing, get what we want out of life. This is all about, taking back our power. So welcome, friends. Thank you for putting up with my chaos today. It's a little bit colorful and chaotic. I thought, I'm usually in front of the white brick wall, so we'd do something different. So, a few days ago, I did make a video about that you're the only one in your reality. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's it's pretty, if you're new to this, if you're new to manifesting, if you're new to some of these beliefs, it can be a big jump to adopt a belief system like that. I understand. And part of that is starting to soften some of these beliefs that, the me against the world belief. When we feel like we're fighting against others, fighting against situations, trying to get what we want, when we adopt the belief system that everything is me, I'm creating all of it, it brings a softness to our reality where it's like, okay, it's okay. I don't have to be afraid because I'm generating all this. I don't have to be, these are all like levels of dream, and it doesn't mean as there's not that hard edge of meaning to it, I find. And so it really becomes a game with yourself. Learning how to manifest, learning how to create your reality is a game with yourself. It's like you get to be an astronaut and go into the recesses of your own mind and do the work there. For those people who are used to having to go out in the 3D and work really hard to get what you want, it's a nice change to just have to change yourself. Like it's still work. It really is. But as you perfect it, as you get better at it, as you get faster at it, as you learn what's really happening, and that's what I'm teaching on this channel, it does get easier. It does get easier, I promise. Um, and it's all about personal development. Then, manifestation becomes a long-term personal development lifestyle. Again, that's what I love about it, is it's all about working on ourselves, focusing on ourselves, and for those of us who maybe had a people pleasing phase or are still people pleasers, this is turning the focus back to the self and giving ourselves what we want when we need. This takes courage, it takes bravery. Not only because we're facing all these old paradigms that we've created that are now in our 3D reality that we feel like we're contending with, but also, we're breaking them up in our mind. So we're doing this on two levels. On the level of imagination simulation, we're stepping into a braver, making braver decisions, making more courageous decisions for something new. In the Claim Your Hero Self video, I'll link it above, I talked about being part of something bigger. As a hero, to be a hero, to step in that energy of being part of something bigger. And that's what your inner desires are. That's what your inner hopes and dreams, the callings of your heart. That's something bigger. That's like your most authentic self. I like to think about it as your operating instructions from the universe. When your heart wants something, that's you communing directly with who you're meant to be. Your potential as a human. And that's why it feels good. That's why it's like, oh yeah, I want to go do that. I want to try that. I want to chase that. I want to experience that. I want to meet that person. I want to be with that person. Whatever it is, that's that genuine, authentic, potential is so much bigger than sometimes the small, closed off personality that we have created, that we have propagated in order to just survive, in order to put food on the table, in order to, do a lot of the things that it takes to do to live, or that we've been conditioned to do because, that's logical and rational and this is how we're supposed to live. So tapping into that biggerness, that bigger potential, that's part of being brave. The bravery of creating a life you want. And what does this look like? How do we do this? We do this by taking 100% responsibility for our inner state. What is responsibility? Responsibility is our ability to respond and not just react. Emotional reaction is an impulse, it's a reflex. We've practiced something so well, anger, sadness, despair, whatever it is. We practice it so well that we don't really have power over it anymore. When we go into the pattern, we disappear. The emotion runs its course. We do the same old things we do when we're in that emotion. And so, being reactive is a symptom of being asleep, really, of being asleep. Responsibility is a sign of awareness, a sign of being able to look at the bigger picture, a sign of, oh, how did I create this in my reality? Stepping back and saying, how did I create this situation? How did I self-generate this situation? Ooh, yeah, I had some stinky little beliefs in there that kind of came up, and there they are. And again, that's the beauty of the oneness theory. I think, man, this really extreme view of man, well, maybe extreme. I think makes total sense. View of manifesting as it's only you and your hologram, again, it makes it softer. It makes it easier. It makes it, you're more willing to be compassionate and forgiving and loving when you're like, this is all me. This is all me. Because there's nothing, you're not fighting against anything outside yourself. So acknowledging the taking 100% responsibility for what we've created, looking at a situation, being like, why did this pop up? And the even better question is, why is this bothering me so much? Why am I so engaged with this? Why am I so upset with it? Why am I so sad? Why am I so angry? And then identifying those beliefs and changing them so that it stops appearing in our world. As opposed to just continuing to react and go on emotional reflex and fall asleep for the same reasons we always do. Being brave, taking 100% responsibility. And this kind of eliminates blaming. And I learned this early on in the emotional mastery journey, that blame places all of the power outside of ourselves, right? We are giving power outside of ourselves and saying, that is making me feel lost. That's making me feel upset. It's making me feel sad. That person, that situation, whatever it is. And so taking that power back is 100% responsibility. And that, again, takes courage to do that fully. Be like, how did I create this? Not blaming something else, not looking outside and saying that defeated me, and giving power to it. I made a video not long ago about finding your limiting beliefs. And in that video, I talked about the question of, what am I pretending not to be true in order for this to happen? What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? And usually what we're forgetting is that we have all the power 100% of the time for our state of being, for our emotions, right? And so taking that power, taking that responsibility is courage. That's the epitome of courage. That's the epitome of bravery and creating the life we want, not just settling, not just getting discouraged, continuing and saying it's more, and I've mentioned this in other videos, it is more authentic and genuine to me to be on the path to walking towards my goal, to either doing it on the simulation imagination level or doing it in the 3D reality, to be moving towards my goal and embracing my goal and embodying who that person is that has my goal more and more every day. It's more authentic to me to do that than to do anything else. That's courage. That's bravery. That's claiming the life we want, taking responsibility. It all fits together. So, this is a channel for the brave. Welcome, friends. Welcome, brave, courageous souls. You're in the right place. We're going to keep talking about, how emotional mastery ties into manifesting, into creating, into dealing with 3D reality. Even if you're not consciously trying to manifest something, how it ties into handling your 3D. This is all comes together because at the end of the day, we have 100% responsibility for our own state of being. And when we claim that, we start to be able to have more power and control over our lives because we're not easily knocked off course. We're not falling asleep and letting things run on autopilot. Our lives, our emotions, our decisions, all these things are taken off autopilot and put back on back into our conscious control. So keep watching. We're going to keep talking about all this stuff. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought and have a great day.